Hi, my name's Todd Wilcox.
Todd Wilcox fought in Desert Storm. He commanded a Special Forces A-team in East Asia, worked as an Arabic-speaking case officer, then built a company that supports military and intelligence and hired more than 600 people. Now he's running for U.S. Senate as a Republican to replace Marco Rubio. He grew up in South Tampa, says his family was poor, and he said he skipped free lunches to avoid the humiliation of taking a handout. He's a political newcomer, but he's winning straw polls at Republican grassroots events.
Mr. Wilcox, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're gravely concerned about the negative effect that politicians in both parties are having on the system. Give us some specifics. Can you name some specific politicians in both parties you think are having a negative effect?
I don't want to get into the names of the politicians that are causing the problems, but in general, the career political class is what's causing a lot of the problems. I think they're at the heart of why we can't solve our problems and some of the problems that exist today.
What about Donald Trump? He's not a career politician. Is he having a positive effect on the system this year?
I don't know that he's having a positive effect yet, but you can see the fatigue, the undercurrent of fatigue with career politicians illustrated by the fact that he's getting so much traction, so much attention. People are fed up with career politicians.
And is Trump in any way having a negative effect on politics?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to the experts to decide what happens
yeah, you're
in the
an
future.
expert.
No, I'm by far not an expert when it comes to politics. I'm an expert in national security. I've got some real-world experience in national security. I've got real-world experience in the economy, and that's what I bring to the table. I can't have a lot of effect on the presidential race, but the uncertainty in the race for the White House is why my mission is so critical. And my mission, at the end of the day, is to keep this seat in the Republican Party.
So you're a combat veteran. You've served in the CIA. Let's move on to the Middle East and these accusations from Bob Graham and others that the Saudi government is playing both sides, our ally in public, but supporting ISIS and Al-Qaeda behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Is there something to that?
I've had access to and have read the classified 9/11 report. There are things in those documents that I think would be damaging to our strategic alliance with Saudi Arabia. So I don't want to get into the debate of whether Bob Graham is right or, the sides of the debate, but I can tell you that there are aspects of what are involved in those classified documents that I think would change public opinion about our alliances with Saudi Arabia. That said, our role needs to be stability in the world, and Saudi Arabia is a partner. Despite what you hear in the news these days and some of the rhetoric, and to walk away from Saudi Arabia would open the door to the Russians becoming closer and closer aligned with Saudi Arabia, or could potentially jeopardize the stability of the Saudi regime.
On the issue of climate change, is human activity contributing to a changing climate?
Sure. We impact our environment, certainly.
Should there be more federal regulations to
The last thing we need is more federal regulations. And this administration continues to overstep its bounds, its constitutional authority, by instilling these agreements, by circumventing the Congress instead of using treaties. We need to balance the mitigation of our effect on the ecosystem with the need for a vibrant economy, and we can do that. We can walk and chew gum when it comes to climate change and our economy. We can walk and chew gum when it comes to security and our liberty.
Do you agree with the Supreme Court's ruling on same-sex marriage?
That's an issue for the states. I don't agree that their decision was a correct one when it came to constitutionality.
At some point, the Senate is going to have to confirm a justice, at least one, on the Supreme Court. Give me who you think has been the best justice on the Supreme Court, either currently or all time, and why?
Scalia, without a doubt. He is an originalist. He's an originalist and he's a textualist.
You've had this battle in Florida, Republican versus Republican, over whether or not this state should accept some $50 billion to expand health care for the poor. Should we accept that federal money?
No, because there's so many strings attached, and the out years, the federal government steps back. So while we'll think we're getting a lot of money right now, the obligation for that expanded burden is going to fall on the states, and we can't afford that right now.
You want to make federal lawmakers read the bills before they vote on them. How do you make them do that? It would be great, but how do you make them do this? I know you can have some sort of electric, are you still reading yes or no? Sure. You can still get around that.
I don't know. There's enough technology now that we could audit whether you read the thing before you push yes or no on your vote card. The bigger point is we need to return to a citizen government. The way to do that is in career politicians. So I put out a 5-point plan that calls for 12-year term limits. So 2 terms in the Senate, 6 terms in the House of Representatives. Strip them from pension benefits. Make them read every bill one way or another. I'm sure we can come up with a way that we can audit whether they read the bill before they vote on it. No exemptions for Congress.
would you agree unconditionally to a debate here on our stage?
Not only would I agree, I would call for a debate, and I openly challenge my opponents to a debate.
Mr. Wilcox, thank you.